Hello, I'm here with Mack Sails, Tom Peelen here, Forespar Leisure Furl, and we're doing an installation on our Fontaine Peugeot 47 catamaran. It's a 1906 offshore system, and we're going to do the mast installation here today. And JB, the rigger here, is doing the work, and we're just going to run you through how the installation manual.
All right, okay. We're cutting the top track
All right.
to the right length. 32 inches in this case.
All right, here we go. Go again. All right, we're going TEF 45 on the slugs.
Yes, sir.
We're going to put the top piece in. We've measured the P dimension down to the datum, and we're going to install the first top track. We've cut 32 inches off it, which and cleaned up the top of the track, set it in place. Right,
have it in place.
So JB's just aligning the screws with the slugs with TEF 45 on them and screwing them down. Okay, we're just putting some TEF 45 right into the screw holes and slide the slug in position. Okay, the track. We've cut the top of the track and given us, this is a catamaran mast, and there's the main halyard sheave has got lots of clearance away from the back of the mast, so we can raise the track a little higher. There's not going to be any chafe, and that's the top track installed, and the pins are here, and now we simply just connect all the others. Okay, go for it.
All right. We need to have a gap in the track. You lift that up. TEF 45 on this too. Yeah, you picked it up for me, Kevin?
Rob, I've got to call you right back. How you doing?
Good. You out of here, buddy?
So we're going to gap out 20 thousandths of an inch here. We're just going to tap the base track into position, and we've got a little stainless steel plate, and whoops, it's jumped out. I can hold that in position. To space the gap on the base track, I'm using the little Luff Track stainless steel track holder, and that's 20 thousandths of an inch thick. That's it.
That gives it room so the mast can bend.
Right. Yeah, just a little. And he's got his little plastic doohickey to line up the base track with the slugs.
Not really touching.
TEF 45, sorry.
I'll stand here so you can see that.
Okay.
If you see the left track directions require the luff track to be 12 inches shorter than the base track. So we know if we cut 32 inches off the top of our base track, then we'll cut 44 inches off the top of our luff track, and when we're done, we'll be 12 inches up from the bottom of the base.
Got it.
So again, we'll cut 44 inches off the top of our 6-foot piece. Because it's the same length as our base track, and we know we cut 32 inches off the base track, and we need an additional 12 inches cut off this one for the flexible piece.
And the cut goes to the top of the spar. We just clean that those burrs off, and that goes to the top end, right?
Correct.
Just so we keep
the top, so the luff tape doesn't get damaged going past it.
Right. So we just going to file the top of the track, just clean off the burrs on the luff track so that when we slide it all the way up to the top, the cut end, that we don't scratch anything up. Just clean it all up with a file. Okay, so we're just fitting the top cap now. This is the chafe cap, so that the main halyard doesn't rub on the track on a sharp edge. So we're fortunate this boat has the shivs that protrude about 2.5 inches aft of the back side of the mast, and that allows we actually raise the track a little higher. So, but normally it's about 10 inches or 12 inches. This is a 19.6, so there's your chafe block. You're going to knock that into position and put some 1024 screws in. Good burrs. It's a little cockeyed.
Is she?
But
I can get something on that.
yeah, get a block on it, huh?
Yep.
Voila. As you can see, the main halyard's got a nice chafe block now to rub around on. Whoops. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to put in the little stainless steel clips. Hold the track from sliding down, put it in position, and slide the base track in, give it a good knock. And that should be a 20th hour gap there too. Bingo. I think we got that. Okay, it helps to get the little stainless steel clips flush with the track sometimes, so just use a little wooden block and give it a tap, and that flattens out the little stainless steel tab. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to fit the flex feeder. Put some TEF 45 into the screw holes and put the leaf spring in with just some flathead screws. mark position of the two fillister head screws that get screwed right down into the base of the track, luff track into the base track, with the heads clearing the luff groove so that the luff tape can slide up and down unimpeded. So tell us what you're doing.
Well,
You mark the fillister screws in position?
correct. We've got our feeder track on, and I'll mark where I want to drill the holes simply by lining it up in the middle of the track. Now we know where to drill and tap. Not to give away all our secrets, the F45 also helps tapping.
Good one. Now a lot of guys have broken off taps here.
Hopefully I'm not one of them.
Yeah. Good job.
So.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're just going to check that those screw heads are clear. And run a sacrificial luff tape up the flex. Goes all the way. Hey, might as well run it all the way if we can.
Yep.
Check the grooves. Oh, that's a tough one.
Slid right past the
Looking good.
That's pretty perfect. Okay, so on this Z-Spar mast, it had a little alignment tool fit inside the luff track that would align their gooseneck.
Right.
So what I've done is cut that in half, and I'll use those to then align our new gooseneck holes here and here.
Perfect.
I can lock it down, and then I have a
Centralize
perfect
it.
template to drill my main hole as well as all my others.
Got it. Nice. So we got your little plates in.
Yep.
Slid them. They're going to centralize the whole unit.
Yep.
Put it in place and just align the whole gooseneck fitting so it sits parallel.
That's the plan.
With the track. Yeah, so basically we're just centralizing this whole bracket.
Well, so we may have to
like the fuel and that 5200 and life caulk were almost identical as far as
corrosion prevention.
he put all the screws in with a torque wrench, and then after 6 months he tested them all. He said the problem with like Tef gels, the screws came out easier than what they went in, so it could rattle out. Like this is also for, like, you don't want those screws coming loose in a rattling situation.
Right.
So that's the only problem with the.
I thought it actually was kind of sticky though. Doesn't it have a stickiness to it?
Well, that's why the life caulk actually adheres well to the stainless, so it isolates and keeps the screw from coming out.
Okay, so now the gooseneck is centralized in the sail track. And we can easily run a hole saw through that bearing, right?
Now I have to find the right hole saw. Yep.
Yeah.
Next trick.
Okay, now we've got our gooseneck bracket on, and we've got the two center screws in position, and that allows us to drill a hole saw.
We're going to use the gooseneck as a template.
Right.
Guide.
Guide right through. Perfect.
much better video if I had a new battery. Tight on this.
Yeah.
Let's put it.
Okay, now we're going to put in this second hole on the other front side of the mast, and we've got a 1/4 inch pilot hole. It's offset 1/4 inch, and we've got some conduits in there that we've got to take care of as well. So we've put a wooden block in there to push the conduits out of the way, just so we don't cut any wires. And we've got to line up this. Nice.
Here are the conduit.
Clear?
What the heck is our conduit?
So a little trick here fitting the drum to the spar. We're going to put the shaft through the gooseneck fitting from the front side with the drum on the front side, and then mount the drum so that the shaft spins freely and put the 2 centerline screws in position. So we've got one drilled already and tapped, and now we're going to put the second one in, and all the time we check that the shaft rotates freely, and then later we're going to go for the 4 other screws around the shaft. Okay, now that we've got one hole drilled in the drum, I put the shaft in the right way, and I'm just going to rotate the plate, the whole shaft, and you can see it's a little bit wobbly. So the second hole we're going to drill, this forward hole inside the drum, we'll probably pull the drum a little to the right and line it up a little bit better. But this is all stuff that you can align, obviously, when you get the 4 screws drilled either side. So I'll pull it out, the shaft, and we are going to drill this screw next to the second one, because we already did this, drilled and tapped that one, and that'll center the shaft a little bit, and then we'll go for these 4 other screws. Okay. All right, so now the second screw, we're going to drill that. We put the shaft back in backwards, and just to keep it all in line, and we're going to drill. Oh, it's deep, huh?
I think what we'll do is back this other one off.
Oh yeah, drill and tap.
See?
Now you can drill and tap easy. Wow, butter. Okay, so let's we've got the second screw in now, and we're just gonna locate the shaft and see how she looks. Spin free.
Yep, spins beautifully.
Oh, it's a little out, but we can take up that with the 4 screws. Yeah, good. Okay. And we go ahead and we drill the 4 holes around the shaft. And drill and tap.
May not have enough room to tap. Find out.
Let's take the drum off. Okay, so we got the drum in, all the 4 screws, all the screws, and the shaft is rotating pretty good. And it's a little off, but we can tweak that with screws. But spinning freely, yeah, nice and free, huh? Yeah, okay. So the next is cutting the shaft and drilling the hole for the universal. And then obviously tomorrow, got to put some of the cat hair, the epoxy in, just to seat the drum to the mast. And clean it up with some silver 4200. Good, getting there. One of the last things that we do that is not in the instructions so clearly is fit this little finishing piece off on the base track too. Just slides in this cap over here. That's a finishing piece. So a lot of riggers don't realize what this little right angle piece is. So it fits in underneath the flex feeder at the bottom of the base track. Okay.